the discussion on the 10.6 billion that was alleged to be realigned, allegedly from PhilHealth to DOH, was non-existent. Yan lang po. I don't mean any harm. I just want to establish that we have funding for vaccines.
Madam Chair,
Yusek Kabutahe.
with your permission. Opo, Madam Congressman, mahalaga po ang presyo ng bakuna kasi kung mas mababa po yung bakuna, mas marami yung presyo ng bakuna, mas marami po tayong mababakunahan.
Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, Madam Chairman, punta po tayo, Secretary, sa COVID. Ang COVID po kasi, will you agree with me that the number one niche of population that they are attacking are renal patients? Yung inaatake ng COVID, karamihan, number one nilang target are renal patients or patients undergoing dialysis.
Well, we don't have a clear data on the matter, except that we know the COVID attacks the vulnerable people, elderly with comorbidities, and renal diseases are a cause for concern in this age group.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, Secretary Duque. Ibig sabihin, talagang kailangan na magkaroon ng dialysis centers for non-COVID patients at hindi sila ihalo sa dialysis center ng mga pasyenteng may COVID. Kasi baka magkahawaan sila. Ang tanong ko po, ang dami pong dialysis centers na under sa PPP or Public-Private Partnership. Ang nagiging problema po dito, kahit libre na binibigay ng PhilHealth yung 90 sessions, dalawa ang problema. First, dialysis patients, renal patients, and I'm speaking on behalf of my husband who underwent renal transplant. Alam po namin napakahirap nung 3 times a week nagpupunta ka sa dialysis center at nag-aagawan ng slot. And the problem there is, that's why when I was chairman of the board, from 45 free sessions, I increased it to 90 sessions. And because Attorney Giran is here, maybe I can request him to revisit, because before I left PhilHealth, there were already documents in place for implementation that 90 sessions should have been increased to 120 sessions the next year. Kasi yan po ang minimum number of dialysis sessions that each renal patient has on an annual basis. Merong pondo po yun, galing po yun sa PD First.
Congresswoman Janet, last question na po.
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I just receive calls from some colleagues for additional questions para po sa ikabubuti ng programa, if I may be given an additional time. So yung tanong ko po, kagaya sa Cavite, sa distrito ni Congressman Remulla, ang dami pong pasyente na nangangailangan. Pero kapag po'y PPP, ang nangyayari on top of PhilHealth reimbursement, nagbabayad pa ang pasyente ng out-of-pocket na mga 3,000. That's why our direction is just for the government, because we have the sin taxes, to provide these equipments to qualified government hospitals so that we won't be tied with public-private partnership, where on top of PhilHealth, there is an additional out-of-pocket cost. And this will again point to increasing HFEP allocation. Will the Honorable Secretary and the DOH family be amenable to this?
Yes, certainly,
Secretary Duque.
Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. On the last 2 points of discussion, I heard earlier Congressman Remulla mentioned PhilHealth. Ang aking pong eksperyensya sa PhilHealth, doon po sa listahan ng miyembro, napakarami pong numero pero walang pangalan. Where in fact, the discussion on the 10.6 billion that was alleged to be realigned, allegedly from PhilHealth to DOH, was non-existent. and I believe Secretary Duque was with me in the board during the time, ang nangyari po, nung pinipresent ng PhilHealth, ang kanilang datos, nung pinisent ng PhilHealth, ang kanilang membership at financials, ang daming hindi tugma. And when I look at the actual cash plus the investments, talagang hindi tugma. And when I asked the finance department, their answer was, Sec, ma'am, ganyan ang actual cash ng PhilHealth kasi ang daming utang ng gobyerno na hindi nababayaran. Siyempre, medyo uminit ako because as chairman of the board, I wanted to protect the members' money. We had 3 meetings with DBM. And when I was called to a confidential closed-door meeting, to the surprise of my life, I was informed, Ma'am, ang sinasabi nyo, 30 billion ang utang ng gobyerno. Sabi ko, yan ang report sa akin. Ito yung hinihingi ko kasi merong unprogrammed fund, yung 10.6. Sabi nila, Ma'am, ito yung CD. Listahan ng mga miyembro na sinabmit nyo sa amin para bayaran ng DBM. Ipapatakbuhin namin ito sa computer para makita nyo. To my surprise, all the names in my request for 10.6 billion release to PhilHealth were either duplicate names, people more than 100 years old, and worst, 80% of the people there were either spouses or dependents of existing members. Ano po ang nangyayari? Nagbibigay ang gobyerno ng malaking pondo para sa enrollment ng premium ng mga tao. But the impact that our government wants, universal health care, yan ang sigaw ng taong bayan. Yan ang sigaw ng Kongreso at ng Senado. Pero kung yung pondo na binibigay ng gobyerno, papunta ng DBM at papunta ng PhilHealth, pero yung ini-enroll natin ng mga tao ay either non-existent or existing members, my question to Secretary Duque, will this redound to additional members?
Secretary Duque.
Yes, thank you. If there are double counting or registration in the database of non-existing members after validation. That's why I think in the process, the validation is extremely important. But you're right, I agree with you that a sloppy database will really tend to bloat the number of members.
Just to cite an example, Madam Chair, taking off from
Kong
Congressman...
Janet, madami pa pong nag-aantay.
Yes, ma'am. My last question and my last point. Yung pong binigay ang pondo, kunyari, senior citizens, ilalagay 8 million senior citizens. Pero ang may pangalan lang 3 milyon. Hindi po nagagamit ng maayos ang pondo na ginagamit natin para sa ating mga kababayan because there are no new members being enrolled. So my request, Madam Chair, is for the Honorable Secretary and the Honorable President to look into the actual names and database of members para naman mabigyan ng kasagutan ang tanong ni Congressman Remulla. Out of the 71 billion subsidy to new members or current members or those for enrollment, sino-sino yung mga ito? Wala ba itong duplication or meron ba? Sino naman dito yung binayaran via a point of care or a point of, what do you call the...
Service.
Point of service. Ibig sabihin, kapag ako'y pumunta sa ospital, wala ako sa listahan ng PhilHealth, babayaran ako ng MAIP or babayaran ako ng ospital. So why will PhilHealth charge my premium to DBM and to the 71 billion? My point, Madam Chair, is that, moving to my last question, ano ang gagawin natin sa sangkatutak na enrollees ng PhilHealth? Kung yung atin namang mga ospital na panggobyerno hindi nabigyan ng sapat na pondo para sa kanilang infrastruktura at sa kanilang kagamitan. If I am a PhilHealth member, how can I avail of my dialysis package or my cancer package or my cabbage or heart ailment package kung wala namang kagamitan, hindi ma-accredit at hindi mabigyan ng sapat na kakayahan yung mga ospital because you gave the Health Facilities Enhancement Program a measly 4.7 billion budget. Ang tanong ko, matitimbang ba natin, will you agree with us in saying that PhilHealth membership will be maximized if we equipped our LGU hospitals, our DOH hospitals with enough funds so that they will be PhilHealth accredited, they will be upgraded, and they will not be downgraded. Your comments on that, please, Madam Chair, Secretary, and the Honorable DOH family.
Secretary Duque.
Madam Chair, I agree with the observation of Congresswoman Garin, and it is crucial that the capacity of the national government hospitals, even the local government hospitals, must be expanded precisely to match the demands that will come about with the increasing membership or universal health insurance coverage of Filipinos. And so it is for that reason that I have written to Speaker Alan Cayetano for an augmentation over and above the 4.7 billion that is reflected in the National Expenditure Plan. We have asked for 10 billion more for infrastructure, additional equipment, and transport, medical transport vehicles. And this has been submitted to the Office of the Speaker, the Deputy Speakers, and the Committee on Finance Secretariat today, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Secretary Duque.
Thank